We talk about how many unicorns. They ask me how many unicorns have come from Hyderabad. They ask me what is the deal flow. What kind of support has your government rendered, etc. Unicorns, big impact. Statements are okay, and even the deal flow numbers are also good to talk about. But what we also ought to understand and what we also ought to realize, our Honorable Chief Minister, Shri KCR Garu, whenever I talk to him about any technology that is upcoming or that is emerging, as Jayesh said, he only has one simple question. He says, how will that help a common man? How will that have positive societal impact? इसमें अगर if it is not good for India, if it is only export oriented or if it is only West oriented, what is the point of having it here? That's the question he keeps asking. So I'm more concerned, I'm more focused on impact. And I'm truly proud and truly happy that the first two space tech startups, the first one which sent the Vikram S rocket in its very first attempt was a T-Hub startup, and that was from Hyderabad. Skyroot is a company that was incubated in T-Hub. I'm super proud that in their very first attempt, even Elon Musk's, I think Starlink, it's called SpaceX, it is called. Even they couldn't pull that off in the very first attempt. They had to, I think, make 3 attempts to actually send a rocket into the space. But our startup from Hyderabad was able to do in its very first attempt, which is a big statement in itself. Likewise, the first nano satellites, again, were from a Hyderabad startup again, Dhruva. And again, they sent their through a Thibault mission, 2 nano satellites were put into orbit. And again, that company being from Hyderabad in itself is a huge statement that the startup ecosystem from Hyderabad was making. So I'm more focused on impact. Of course, I'd love to see more unicorns come up. We have 4, but we can do with more. I do believe that there are many Sunicons, which will become eventually unicorns and hopefully decacons and other bigger things as well. But truly hopeful that this is just the beginning. We have barely scratched the surface. What gives me even more pleasure, what gives me even more happiness and delight, is the fact that NASSCOM reported that out of the 450,000 jobs created last year in India, IT sector, for the first time, Hyderabad actually surpassed Bangalore in terms of the total number of jobs in a year that were created. While Hyderabad added 150,000 jobs out of 450,000, which is 1/3, Bangalore was able to add 146,000. So we crossed them by about 4,000. Now that gives me real happiness because Bangalore has always been the leader. It's always been the Coke versus Pepsi kind of thing. We were always playing catch up. While we have beaten them quarter by quarter in almost 8 quarters in terms of office space absorption, I think what's even more joyful is that the number of employees who are looking to Hyderabad, the number of employers who are looking at Hyderabad and Telangana is growing. And I sincerely believe, and I sincerely feel that this is just the beginning. Because we all know the challenges that every single enterprise faces in Bangalore when it comes to expansion. I'm not here to trash Bangalore. Sorry, if there are any Bangaloreans who feel that way, but I'm not here to trash them. I'm not here to say anything negative about them. But it's equally important because, whenever I meet prospective investor, the first thing I tell them is if they are considering multiple cities, I only tell them one thing. Do me a favor, I say, make Hyderabad your last stop. यहाँ आने से पहले आप बैंगलोर जाओ, मुंबई जाओ, दिल्ली जाओ, चेन्नई जाओ, फिर आखिरी में हमारे पास आओ. क्यों? क्योंकि हैदराबाद will sell itself. आप जब ये 4 या 5 शहर जाके यहाँ पे आते हो, automatically you will feel the difference. And I can't name the person I met recently, but somebody who's very big, who I met recently, said the same thing. He said, it's a pleasure to be in Hyderabad. Yes, getting down from the airport, coming into the city, going around in the city also, such a breeze. He said, kudos to your administration for adding wonderful infrastructure, is what he said. I'm merely paraphrasing. I'm not just patting myself on the back. I'm just paraphrasing. And I hear this very often. I hear this very, very often. Not once in a blue moon kind of thing, but I hear this very often from every industry captain that arrives in Hyderabad. We keep hearing it over and over. That makes me very, very proud. Now, infrastructure, of course, I'll talk about it in a bit. But more importantly, when I spoke about jobs and how Hyderabad added 150,000 jobs in the last, year, what was more exciting for me was an initiative that we launched about 8 years ago again. Task. The wonderful institution, the Telangana Academy of Skills and Knowledge, works with the industry. In fact, we have trained more than 700,000 students. 7 lakh students over the last 8 years. Have, in fact, 14,000 faculty members in partnership with industry. And since inception in 2014, more than 700,000 students have been trained. And this training is not just in IT alone. It's in the area of life sciences. It's in other disciplines like aerospace and defense, etc. We also, in fact, were focused again on 2014, on the 28th of June. We also made a commitment that we'll improve our digital infrastructure, and toward that, we've made some rapid strides of progress this year. In 2023, I assure you, both our T fiber, which is providing 100 Mbps connection to the last mile to every home, 10 million homes in Telangana, will be accomplished. Likewise, in fact, I was pleasantly surprised while I was driving here. I keep complaining to Jayesh and to my team that the Wi-Fi hotspots in Hyderabad, I really don't know where they are, is what I keep complaining. But today, when I was driving here, Wi-Fi in my phone was on. So as soon as I passed Sarojini Devi Hospital, a message popped up actually saying there is a hi-fi hotspot near you. Would you like to connect? Just for kicks. Just for kicks, I connected. It's not that my 4G is bad. I just connected. And I was able to connect within no time, and the speed was very decent as well. So it tells me that the initiative with 3,000 hotspots spread over the city of Hyderabad has taken off, has been working. And whenever I meet the ACT guys, they keep telling me, sharing me the data of how many terabytes of data has been downloaded, etc., etc. I will not go into the details and bore you with that, but it has been successful, our mission to improve the digital infra. The fourth thing I'll quickly point out to you also is, technology, unless it delivers good services to citizens, it's futile again. So today I can proudly tell you that our Me Seva services, in fact, are the best in the country when it comes to government to citizen services. If you do a per capita, per thousand population, we stand number one in the country in terms of number of transactions delivered, volumes handled, and most importantly, the value delivered. Telangana is the only state, I don't know how many of you know this. Telangana is the only state where you can renew your driving license on a Sunday sitting at home. If you haven't done it, you should do it. No state in India will allow you to do that. So please do it if you haven't. The second thing I'll tell you is Telangana is the only state in the country which uses facial recognition to renew the pensioner's life certificate. You can just click a selfie